So as you heard in the video, the intro video, I am definitely talking about allergies this month in our YouTube video, and I just want to shed light on allergies. Does anybody else like myself have a child with allergies? Does anyone else like myself feel the nervousness or the cautiousness or is always aware of what your child is intaking because of their allergies? You are not alone, all right? So really quickly, how I found out my son had allergies. So pretty much I was gun-ho about breastfeeding, all of that stuff, right? So this is not a part of the story, but I just wanted to also bring it up, right? I was gun-ho about breastfeeding, but when I first gave birth, I didn't produce enough milk, and my son was losing weight drastically, right? Like drastically in the hospital, not super drastically, but a lot. He was losing a lot of weight that he had to come back for, like within the next week, in order to do a visit for just to check up and to make sure that he wasn't losing too much weight, because then he would have had to be admitted in the hospital. And can I tell you that mommy guilt kicked in right away when I had to, or I realized that I had to give Eli formula. Like I was literally about to let my kid starve because I did not want to give him formula. So to those moms that feel the same way, I just want to let you know or encourage you that as long as your child is healthy and that they're strong, that's what matters most. If you can breastfeed, thank God. If you can't, that's why there's formula, and that's why these things have come out, so that we can have help in specific ways that we need help, you know, like. So I just wanted to just bring that memo up and just let you know that I definitely did struggle with severe mommy guilt when I had realized that I had to give Eli formula. Did he have formula the whole time? Not necessarily, because then my milk started to pick up. But if I was too tired, definitely did give him a formula bottle, and I don't feel bad about it now. My child's health was the most important thing. So how I realized that Eli needed to get tested for allergies, or that he may have had an allergy. I was breastfeeding, and his skin, when he was born, he had baby acne. Not a lot, but a little bit on his face and his cheeks and things of that sort. And that's normal for his age group. They grow out of it, things of that sort. So I wasn't nervous about that. Get like red patches all over his skin whenever he drank. So we weren't sure if he was allergic to the formula. We weren't sure if he was allergic to, I don't know, my breast milk. We didn't know what it was. We just thought it was a rash, and we went to the doctor at first. They're like, oh, it's eczema. So we're like, okay, he also has eczema, but we're like, okay, that's fine. We'll work on that, because those are things that you can work on. So we'll work on it. But we brought him back to the hospital because it kept happening. And then they're like, okay, well, maybe we need to do an allergy test. My heart dropped. To think of your child having an allergy, you're just like, no. And that's the one thing that I did not pray about. I'm like, you pray about that they're healthy, that they're strong, that they have 10 fingers, 10 toes, that their mind is right, that everything fully functions in their body. But I was like, for my next child, now I know what to pray. I'm praying that my child does not have allergies. Like, because I believe that God will honor my faith. There's a lot of things that I prayed about that God actually did honor my faith in. So I believe that I can pray about things like that and he hears me. So, I was like, noted that that's what I'm going to do. But I was definitely distraught knowing that Eli could potentially have allergies. So the experience, oh my goodness. So it's like I didn't do blood work, and for whatever reason I wasn't educated and didn't know that that was an option, that you can actually do blood work in order to find out what your child was allergic to. So I did like the testers, right? When we got in there, it was like 30 things just sticking out. I think I have a picture of it, so I may share it, but 30 things just sticking out. And I'm like, are those even sanitary? I asked like 50 million questions. Literally, they had me in the waiting room, in the room with where they were gonna test him for like half an hour. I was praying the whole time, and I'm like, God, I am not doing this. This is ridiculous. Going back and forth with God about it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. And I was like, God, give me wisdom. Show me if I should do this or not. I was literally freaking out because I did not want to have him tested that way. I just felt like my kid was going to be in, like, I don't know, like danger or something. Just seeing it just made me freak out. So as I was freaking out, I asked her, I'm like, does he have to do all of these? She was like, no, we'll just do the ones that are associated with eczema. I was like, okay, that's fine. So they did 15 at first. I do believe that I may have to get him tested again because I tried him with peanut butter, or like if I have Reese's Pieces or something like that, it does break his skin out. So I want to just confirm that he is allergic to that. But I also just was so nervous because he was so small. Like I think he was about 4 months, and to just see those little pricks on his back, I was like so happy that I didn't do all 30 because I just didn't feel like it was gonna fit. I didn't think it was gonna be accurate enough because of how close it was on his back, but I do have to go back again because of it. Fun fact about us, right? I stopped breastfeeding. Well, I had to stop breastfeeding. Well, not that I had to, I just could not deal. Once it was discovered, at the end of the test, it was discovered that he is allergic to egg whites and egg yolks. Yes, you can be allergic to one and not the other. So yes, that's a crazy thing, right? But he was allergic to that. And once I discovered that he was allergic to that, the labeling on everything may contain eggs, even Takis. Like after giving birth, I love Takis. And when you're breastfeeding, you know that you eat like a cow. So I love Takis. Even Takis had eggs in it, and it was just insane. Like I was hungry, tired, sleep deprived, all of that stuff, because it was the beginning. It's the first 6 months of him being here, and I just could not breastfeed anymore. Why? Because I was tired of reading labels. That I'm gonna just be honest. So I stopped breastfeeding at 6 months because it was just too hard to read labels. Now I'm more disciplined, so for my next child, I won't do that. I'll continue on, or I'll breastfeed through the whole time. But I definitely stopped because I just didn't want to read the labels anymore, and I was hungry. I'm like, I gotta eat. I can't not be sleeping and not be eating. It's one or the other. Figure it out. So I stopped breastfeeding at 6 months. Am I happy with my decision? Yes, I am, because I was a happier mom. And my child was a happier child because of it. He was eating, and so was I. So how do I just keep him away from the thing that he's allergic to? I definitely read labels. I pack his lunch, his breakfast, his dinner. Nobody's allowed to feed him anything unless they ask me. That's family, that's friends, that's anybody that comes in contact with him is not allowed to feed him anything unless they ask me if he can eat it. I'm very strict on it because I just don't know how he feels on the inside whenever he has an allergic reaction. So I don't even want to chance it. I don't even want him to experience having an allergic reaction. So I'm strict, very. I am that mom. Yes. There is light on the other side of the tunnel though, because this allergy is an allergy that he can grow out of. So when he is of age, or when they think it's appropriate for him to be tested, he will go into the allergist office and they're gonna test him like with a cupcake or something that has eggs in it to see if he's no longer allergic to eggs. So I'm super pumped about that. It's one of my prayers that he will not be allergic to it, but stay tuned for our next video because I'm going to share something that I do or an idea that I came up with that I also want to share with you, so you can probably do it for your kid, just to supplement or just to make up for this allergy or for the fact that he has this allergy. All right, so definitely stay tuned for our next video. I'm excited for you to see it. Have a good one. Bye.